Time celebs gave unexpectedly honest answers to interview questions. There is a possibility that Hollywood is a land of illusion, and that celebrity interviews are frequently little more than meaningless filler and overt attempts to promote the celebrity. On the other hand, there have been instances in which particular performers have been known to respond to interview questions in an extremely forthright manner. This can be attributed, at least in part, to the fact that actors have to endure lengthy press junkets to promote their movies, during which they are regularly confronted with repetitious and insignificant questions. As an example, the monologue that Lady Gaga delivered called 100 People in a Room and 99 Don't Believe in You serves as an illustration. Jason Momoa is passionate about promoting the empowerment of women. In 2015, Jason Momoa expressed his admiration for the emancipation of women. "I was not raised by a man," he said in response to the question of whether or not he regarded himself as a feminist. "A single mother raised me my entire life." He went on to say, "It would be absurd for me to assert that I did not believe in it." He went on to say that such species are the most powerful creatures on the planet. Scarlett Johansson has provided the following response to a question about her eating habits. When asked about her eating habits, Scarlett Johansson did not react to any of the questions that were asked. As part of the 2012 press conference for The Avengers, Johansson was questioned about whether or not she needed to follow a certain diet or consume particular foods to get ready for her role as Black Widow. Robert Downey Jr. was sitting next to her at the table. As she turned to Downey, she posed the following question to him. "How is it that you are assigned the existential question that is so intriguing, while I am assigned the rabbit food question?" She immediately reacted in a rushed manner, clearly displaying signs of irritation, saying, "As a result of your training and stunt work, you consume a significant amount of green vegetables." The forthrightness of Jonah Hill. As part of his promotional efforts for his animated sitcom Alan Gregory, Jonah Hill paid a visit to Georgia Tech in 2011 and gave a message to the school. Within the context of Hill's recent weight reduction, a journalist asked him an extremely insensitive question. "But are you still considered the fat guy?" Hill had recently lost a significant amount of weight. "Is it true that you are still the person who is overweight in Hollywood? Do you have any other questions that are smart?" In response, Hill showed signs of discomfort and appeared to be more than a little annoyed. Daniel Radcliffe is critical of the double standards that make up beauty. Daniel Radcliffe voiced his disapproval of the double standards of beauty in an interview, which took place in 2014 with the Associated Press. In the course of the marketing of his film Horns, Radcliffe was questioned about his performance as the protagonist of an atypical romantic story. In response, he asked, "What is it about me that is unconventional? How exactly does it work? For instance, please provide me with information." The male population has sexualized Emma Watson without any issues developing as a result of this practice. What Jim Carrey has to say about Fashion Week. In New York City, Jim Carrey made a snide remark about Fashion Week. At the 2017 Fashion Week in New York City, an E! News correspondent approached Jim Carrey and asked, "I have covered numerous fashion weeks." Carrey responded by saying that he had covered numerous fashion weeks. "This is the first time that I have communicated with Jim Carrey. If it is true that you are walking through the streets, I would appreciate it if you could let me know. Are you looking for a buddy to accompany you to the party? Where does the problem lie?" Carrey responded by saying, "There is no significance to any of this. Therefore, I sought out the most meaningless activity I could and participated in it, and I am right here." Joaquin Phoenix dislikes having to participate in conversations regarding knowledge that is no longer relevant. After a while, Joaquin Phoenix became tired of having conversations about stuff that was no longer relevant. Joaquin Phoenix, an actor, was accused of engaging in unnecessary rudeness on Twitter after he won the Golden Globe for his performance as the Joker at the January 2020 ceremony. Following the announcement that he had won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Drama, Phoenix appeared to be bewildered by the fact that he was entering the press area. "I was unaware that I was en route to this location just now. I am the one they chose. I should not be joking. You are required to take this photograph in this room," they stated in response. "As soon as I walked into the room, they accompanied me inside. I am here, and I am greeting you." Phoenix found one of the reporter's questions to be quite annoying, which added to her irritation. "This is old news," the actor said in response to the question of how he prepared for his role in the film Joker. "Is this information not considered to be out of date? Have I failed to do that?" When I thought about it, I had the sensation that I had been talking about this issue for half a year. What exactly is the distinction? Perhaps you would be interested in hearing a different point of view. On several social media platforms, the reaction that Phoenix provided was the subject of discussion among admirers and journalists. Several individuals defended the actor by claiming that he is afflicted with social anxiety and is hesitant to communicate with the media. A statement from Dakota Johnson to Ellen states, "That is not the case." It was Dakota Johnson who conveyed to Ellen that that is not the case. As part of an interview that took place not long after Dakota Johnson's birthday, Ellen DeGeneres accused that she had failed to send out invitations to her birthday party for the prior 2 years. Johnson quickly emphasized that she had extended an invitation to Ellen to join her celebration. Nevertheless, Ellen did not show up for the event. Ellen gave in to Johnson's request and asked, "Was I invited?" After conceding to his request, "Could you please explain the reason why I was unable to attend?" One of the showrunners confirmed that Ellen was not present in the city physically. After some time had passed, Ellen conveyed her appreciation to Johnson for the invitation and inquired about the additional particulars of the celebration. When Johnson answered, she did so in an embarrassing manner by informing Ellen that her favorite comedian, Tig Notaro, had performed, much to Ellen's dismay. The response that Ellen gave was, "My favorite comedian, excluding you. I will miss you." Daniel Kaluuya provides criticism about an insensitive observation. Daniel Kaluuya started by addressing one of the reporters. Daniel Kaluuya, who was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor in 2018, was having a conversation with a reporter from Sky News when the reporter made a disrespectful comment. According to the reporter, "Get Out" covers a lot of ground and important subjects. After that, Kaluuya stopped her and said, "Boxes though," putting an end to the illusion of Harry Potter. Alan Rickman. It was Alan Rickman who successfully repelled a silhouette of Harry Potter. In an interview that took place in 2001 with the BBC's Hard Talk program, Alan Rickman was questioned about whether or not the Harry Potter films were deserving of the hype that they received. The response that he gave was, "Well, it's worth any amount of hype to get children to read again." Strangely, the statement is absent from the video, but Alan Rickman's episode of Talking Pictures on BBC Two includes the entire conversation. Carmen Carrera rejects an inappropriate question from the audience. In response to a question that Carmen Carrera believed to be inappropriate, she answered negatively. In 2014, Katie Couric had an interview with Carmen Carrera, a transgender model who had previously competed on RuPaul's Drag Race. The conversation was broadcast on Couric's talk program. The question that Couric asked, "Your private parts are different now, are they not?" was one that exhibited a startling lack of tone. In a tone that was both polite and forthright, Carrera reacted by saying, "I am hesitant to discuss it because it is highly personal. It would be more convenient for me to talk about my modeling profession or my involvement in W, as well as my possible involvement in Italian Vogue and other activities that I find enjoyable." In response to criticisms levied on her wardrobe, Joan Rivers says, the actress refrained from commenting on Joan Rivers' attire. The year 2014 saw Joan Rivers take part in an interview with CNN to promote her book, Diary of a Mad Diva. The interviewer questioned her choice to wear a fur coat on the novel's cover and inquired as to the rationale behind it. The response that Joan gave was, "Are you wearing leather shoes?" Afterward, she left the interview and asked, "Are we being serious?" before leaving the room. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe us, and hit the bell icon for more interesting and informative videos.